Whenever I talk about tropical systems before they develop, the key thing is that the models typically don't really grasp the dynamics just yet, since there is no defined center of circulation. And that's why over the past several days, really the models talking about the Western Pacific have been spinning stuff up, but I've been cautioning on relying too deeply on those models, looking at things that are currently taking place. That's why yesterday I actually showed this graphic. I talked about the dry air that was in place, and really at this time, nothing had yet formed. And these are always things that I want you to keep in mind when I'm posting these updates. Today is currently the morning of the 29th of April 2020 in the Western Pacific. Always keep that in mind because the information does change from day to day. Really, actually, right after I posted my update yesterday, this area here was upgraded to a invest area according to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. Now, what does that mean? It basically means that they have put a more emphasis on this location, but really at this time, all it is a low pressure area. It does have a lot of dry air working against it. It does have a lot of vertical wind shear, but for those of you across the southern Philippines, definitely going to bring an increase in rainfall as we go ahead through the course of the 4th through the 6th of May. Take a look at what the shear analysis also shows, and basically anything north of Leyte and Samar, you're not gonna, if this traveled this far north, it would just get absolutely ripped to pieces. This is the area conducive for tropical not only development but sustaining. Anything over 30 to 40 knots, this is just going to want to fall apart. So let's take a closer look at the zoomed in picture here. This is Palau, by the way, so you can get your references right in there. Yeah, it does look like there is kind of a low level circulation, and actually JMA agrees with that. They just recently put a low pressure area on this, and on infrared satellite imagery you can kind of see that low level right in there. But the thing that we don't see in this entire image is any robust convection around the center of circulation. Remember, look at this. This is down towards Indonesia, by the way. The equator's right in here. This is lacking Coriolis to the extreme. Yeah, we got a lot of convection. That's Yap right in there. We got Palau back towards the north, and it's this convection that is being associated with this trough that I think is going to increase that rainfall for our friends there in the southern Philippines. So let's talk about that. First, take a closer look here at JMA. They do have that low pressure area on the map just south of Palau, moving towards the north and west. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the models here. Oh, first, the main points, just like I showed yesterday. This is my most important graphic I share with this. At this time, it is a weak low pressure area. Models have backed off. I want to talk about that before I get into them. They have changed since yesterday. They're not as strong, and there's still a lot of dry air combating the storm system. Actually, you can see the circulation right in there, but look at all this dry air trying to filter in and fight against it. That's why some people have asked me, why is it so hot right now in the Philippines? This is why. All this dry air, plenty of sunshine. As we know, cloud cover governs temperatures in not only the Philippines, but the tropics. That's the main government of temperatures, especially this time of year. So I mean, you got all that dry air ahead of it, and that's what's going to continue to keep this thing on the relatively weak side. All right, so here's your model outlook. This is the GFS through the 5th of May. Here it comes, coming on shore through the 4th through the 5th. And yeah, do you see anything really of significance here? I know I don't. I see about a 1,000 to 1,005 hectopascal low pressure area moving over the southern Philippines. In this area, I said that there was that potential. Zoomed in picture here, you can see it yet again. There it is, coming across Mindanao, southern Visayas, actually even staying south of Cebu for the most part. The main concern I have with this is going to be the rainfall. As we go ahead through the course of the 4th through the 5th, you can see these darker areas. That's actually indicating about 200 to 250 millimeters off the southeast coast of Mindanao. Don't expect that here towards the north, but yeah, places like Cagayan could see about 50 to 100 millimeters. Remember Washi, the absolutely destructive flooding that took place from that? Nothing like that, but we have seen in the past that this area is prone to flooding, even with 50 to 100 millimeters of rain, especially on those northern slopes and some of those areas, low-lying areas, valley sides, things like that, that we could see that threat of flooding. Washi was, I believe, 2011. Yeah, 2011. This shows how long I've been doing this, because I remember situations like that. The last time we had a significant tropical storm in Mindanao, that saw out that type of flooding, and that was a tropical storm, never even made it to typhoon status. My point is, I don't expect that to happen here, but due to the topography of the area, plus not only that, but the geography of people and where they live, the threat of flooding is definitely there. So we want to keep a close eye on that as this area moves overhead. If it becomes a tropical depression, that's one thing. I think PAGASA probably will name it a tropical depression, but a tropical storm or stronger, I think, has been taken completely off the table. All right, let's look at the bigger picture here, and I want to show you the ECMWF up here in the top left. You can see that through the 13th of May, and it doesn't look like this is looping ahead, but oh, here, this is why, because I just took the one image. But this is all right, because this is just the 13th of May here, and this is what I really want to show you. Here is a low pressure, and then we have that convection back here towards the south and east, and the big thing with this is this guy right in here. That's the one I want to watch for in the extended, very long range forecast, because yesterday, this was showing possible model development around 100 and about 200 to 300 hours out. That's a long range. The fact that it's showing it is interesting. So we're going to keep an eye on it, because right now, despite all the dry air I'm talking about here, that is still a lot of convection just north of the equatorial regions. As we head through the month of May, that convection could spin up something. But right now, it does look like a lot of dry air combating this. A lot of things are working against the potential for development out here in the Western Pacific. But for now, I'm going to keep a very close eye on it. We're going to continue to talk about it. I think, as I mentioned, the key takeaways here is weak low pressure area. I don't expect the name tropical storm by JMA, but PAGASA names tropical depressions. So sometimes PAGASA names stuff, they just kick it out there, and I'm like, okay, hey. If it gets the point across and it makes people aware of the fact that there is a chance of flooding, I'm game. I like it. But I don't expect the typhoon by any means. Yesterday I saw people asking, first question, Robert, is a typhoon going to make landfall near my house? And I'm just like, no, at no point in the video I mentioned that there would be a typhoon formation. So if you've watched all the way through, thank you very much. That is important to watch all the way through the runtime. I noticed my analytics with these videos drops off drastically after the first 15 seconds, and then only about half the people watch all the way up through about 3-4 minutes. That's why I try to cram in all the main information right off the bat, and then I get into the deeper stuff. But thank you for watching all the way through. If you did, please post down in the comment box below, because that also helps out the analytics, and you can share this video out, because this year I'm going to try my best to put out videos like I used to. I used to put them out for everything, so I'm going to try my best. Also working on a hurricane YouTube channel as well, so keep an eye on that. All right, guys, stay safe out there, and as always, thanks for watching.